Today I'm going to talk about art. A lot of our clients come to us because they want us to design their homes or renovate or build, but they also want us to finish all those tiny little finishing touches, including the art. It's pretty common that our clients really don't know what art they like, where to find it, or how to do it. And more often than not, our clients entrust us to make those selections for them and have it all installed. So here are my tips on how to finish your space with art. Even if you're not working with a designer, there are a lot of ways that you can find fantastic one-of-a-kind art for your home. The very first thing I would suggest you do is go in person to an art gallery or an art studio. The reason I say to go in person is because that's when you can see what speaks to you. Online, it can be super overwhelming. There's places like Etsy and tons of online resources for art, but really anytime our clients have tried to do it that way, they get extremely overwhelmed. So go in person first. Whether or not you buy it there doesn't matter. It's just about getting a sense, do you like black and white prints? Do you like portraits? Do you like oil on canvas? Figure out what you love and what you like and communicate that to your designer, or go out and get it yourself. Art is very personal, and you know what? If you're really still struggling with it, hire a consultant. There are art consultants out there who will come, they'll look at your collection of art that you already have, make suggestions on where to hang it, how to reframe a piece if it needs to be reframed, and they'll also make suggestions on new pieces to incorporate into your space. We did that recently with a lovely art consultant. Her name is Tara. I will link to her below. And she came to our Craighurst job because the clients had a ton of art. And even though I had a pretty clear sense of where I wanted it, I didn't know how to frame it or where to put it to really optimize the space. So she swooped in and helped us. She's an extension of our business, and it really was a game changer. So an art consultant will come in for a nominal fee and they will help you figure out the best place for your art and work with you. So we generally like to pick the art before we've finished the design, so it's cohesive and part of our design, but ultimately there's always going to be more art to add at the end of the project. Once your furniture is in place, your walls are painted, the drapery is hung, the space will look very different. So that's the time to bring in somebody and play around with where the pieces are going to go. So we tend to do that on a reveal day, so that when the clients come home at the end of the day, we'll show them what we've come up with to get their approval before we hang it on the walls. Sometimes clients say, go for it, hang it where you want. That's our dream. We love that because then you really come home to that revealed space. Framing is really key. Quite often we will find art in a client's home that is really quite beautiful, but the frame is dated. So look at the mat. That's that thick piece of paper-like substance around the frame, and then the frame itself. We recently did a job where she had some lovely prints, but they were framed very a la 1980s. So the mat was a green with like a gilded gold frame, and it really detracted from the art. So this is where a framer or an art consultant can help you decide which mat and frame will really enhance the art. Once you've decided on the frame style, look at where it's going. So what walls do you want it on? Where do you want to stare at your beautiful photograph from Italy? Is it in your kitchen? Is it in the living room? And then plan your frame size accordingly, according to the space. So sometimes we'll even take a small square print and do a big rectangular frame around it. It really depends on the space, and that's where an art consultant can really help. The last tip, hire professional art installers. I cannot stress this enough. Too many times I have seen like a family photo wall, collage wall, and the pictures are askew or one's kind of popping out from the wall. You know what I'm talking about when I've done it. You like basically stick a nail in the wall, you hang the picture, so the picture's like, let's use this as an example. This is your wall and the picture's like this, right? Because the nail's sticking out. A professional will make it so it's flush. They will also use a lot more tools to hang your art so that they don't move around. Art installers also have a really good eye for heights to hang your art. Too often clients or people just hang their art a little too high. So a professional installer will have a really good sense of how high on the wall and the spacing between the pictures to hang it for you. That pretty much covers most of the tips. We also have a blog post that I wrote that's a little bit more in depth about how to hang your art, and we'll link that below. It's on our website. Anyhow, there you have it. Hang your art, finish your space. A space is not finished until you have art on the walls. We have a great resource list here in the GTA for one-of-a-kind places to buy art. So I will link that below and you can go shopping yourself. And leave me a comment, let me know your experience with hanging art. And if you've used a professional, who did you use? Let's share the knowledge and make our spaces beautiful. See you soon. For example, my husband loves this graffiti artist out of LA. He's a legitimate artist. It's not my personal taste. However, we have several prints around our house.